Hello, welcome to the stream of Nightwell's Hate Me featuring This song was birthed during, I think, the first lockdown of this pandemic out of like the 73 that we've been in. Cole had brought in two of the verse ideas, and this was the first time the four of us had written together in a room. This was the first time that Jason was able to write from the ground up with us. The first record, the beds were already done. There was nothing really we could do. We decided to hit up Brendan. We knew he could handle this like synth driven production that we wanted to really start exploring, because he's got all like the synthy goodies. He's got all the hardware stuff. Synths are expensive. So we brought the songs to him for one song for a co-write. We showed him a couple of the other songs. This song had probably like 5 different iterations of it when we brought it in. So we kind of like Jenga pieced it together. The bridge was written literally last. Like I think we wrote like 3 different bridges. And we decided to get a little heavier with it because all our roots of music writing and production are mostly from metal. So we want to get heavy, something we couldn't do on the last record. Because it would be a little too out of left field. I mean, this song's already out of left field. It's like 3 different genres in a song, but So I'm just going to kind of dive into this intro, and maybe I'll play through to the verse.
Thinking back on all the times that you didn't show. Why am I even trying to save us? I should let go.
If you're tuning in, that was some of Hate Me by Nightwell. So when we started to decide like this kind of like genre shift that we're going to do, we knew we wanted to do a little more heavy in the production route. The whole song is kind of based around this motif. So yes, they are like words. I have no idea what they're saying. It was from like an arcade loop that we had chopped, and we added like a sub bass and stuff onto it. That is kind of the hook that the song is based around. Let's listen to some drums. Big drums. I knew we wanted it to be loud and slamming, pretty heavily hitting on like the sample reinforcement front. The drum room that we use, that room 21, is relatively small. So room's getting pretty crushed. I wanted this kick to be pretty subby, so it's like one of the first times in a while that I've done a kick out. Something that I like to do is add like a fake room sample in. The slate drums, like you can use slate free, it's great. Trigger MIDI from the shells, basically use some like light reinforcement from the directs, and then mainly just blowing up the room mics in the program. Just annihilating it. I'm going to bring it in and out. Crazy. I also sampled these toms from the session. Ooh, tom. And then I did a reinforcement track on the toms just to get that boo. Oh, big boy. Pretty crazy room samples. I mean, in hindsight, I kind of wish I added more smack to the kick, but I kind of like this thumpy kick going on. I had a relationship with thumpy kicks at the time, okay? I was just digging them. It's like we're at a concert, okay? And we're rocking, and it's not COVID, and I miss my friends. And then we have these 2 crazy snare samples that are top secret from Sam. Ooh, those are angry. Let's listen to it again. And then just because Brad's in the chat, let's just add this Saint Anger snare, and we'll see how it's going to sound. Lars had it right this whole time, so I have a little more like mix buzz emulation on it, or console emulation, a little touch of high end like air, a little tiny touch of some low end, probably to reinforce the kick, light compression going on just to like crush down the shells a little bit, and then a little more like the ring of the snare down, same with like taming the kick. Okay, let's go into some bass, shall we? Ooh, angry. Ooh, yeah. Let's listen to it a little more funky. So the bass that we use, it's like a 1983 or 85. It's old as fuck. It's older than me. It's an old P bass. Sounds really good. We use Parallax in this case. This is like a preset that I made off this original preset. Whoever Jake is, yo, shout out to Jake. Pretty metal, like this doesn't work for everything. Some like presence added, some little subby added. No compress, because I compressed the fuck out of it on the way in. Some more console emulation, and then some just like light EQ. So our bass is kind of like this bass emulation thing. It gives you like perceived volume of bass. When you're listening on like little tiny laptop speakers, they're not going to have like a lot of low end, and this plugin just emphasizes that. Let's get into some guitar. So there's a lot of different guitar tones going on in this song, like a lot. So this is Neural Nameless. Wow, such amp, such settings. Oh. Speaker emulation. You can see I'm making it quite bitey with the 57. Probably just a little bit of EQ, getting rid of some whistle. Let's listen to the whistle. It sounds like internet being dialed up. And then surprisingly in this chorus, we have like a relatively clean guitar going on. And that is being done by this Corey Wong neural plugin. This fucking plugin is so sick. It's so versatile. You can have like really gainy, like not like metal crunchy guitars, but like kind of rock and roll crunch and like overdriven stuff. And like the cleanest of cleans where like your DI sounds great. And the main thing that it has is this like, this reverb pedal with the shimmer, which makes everything just sound like a synth. Like you can just hear it kind of like fade out. Ooh. Let's go into this verse crunchy thing, which is also that same Corey Wong pedal. Oh, that sounds nice. Let's listen to that in a mix, shall we? And then we got this like low gain guitar that's the same one as the main guitar, just like the amp turned down. Clean guitars in the pre-chorus. Even more reverby. So this whole bridge has this like crazy pumping octave guitar thing that we made. Pitch shifting on it, like a little bit of like slap reverb or slap delay, sorry. Light distortion, probably like phaser or something on it. I don't know. I just committed some stuff. We'll add in the clean guitars that's strummed through here. And then the main meat and potatoes. The bridge is kind of like single string plucky with like a little bit of chord going on. This is the main tone. Here's the special sauce. Same amp, but with this like tri-octave pedal thing going on, and it just makes your guitar sound like a bass, kind of like monster truck sounding. Is that heavy enough to be in Brand of Sacrifice? Brad of Sacrifice? The bridge we have to talk about. We have things to talk about. Oh, Brendan's already in the background. Before I get into like the synthy stuff, I'll get into Jason's vocals because they're like pretty self-explanatory. They sound really good.
Thinking while I pace the apartment, am I the problem?
So you're probably thinking, Kyle, why is there so much saturation on it? I say, why not? So Jason was tracked through like a U87, AML pre, probably pretty slapping on distressor for compress. Tiny bit of roll off here going on his voice. A little DS because he's a spitty boy. This is probably like the main honk of the tone right here. Like I got a little bit of like low end going back into his voice, but this like saturation plugin is pretty crazy. I just have it like paralleled to his voice.
Cynical thinking while I pace the apartment.
Ooh, that's nice. And then gain reduction makes your like vocals like super spitty, super present, really like slams them.
Just feeling down and out, cynical.
Wow. Similar processing on his like harmonies here that we got him to track at home. Then we got a main verb going on just for his center vocal, left, right, and then harmonies will be left, right as well. And then I have just like a little quarter delay and then this like slapbacky delay.
Just feeling.
The only other special thing going on is this like vocodery thing in verse 2.
I ain't trying to blame you for bad days, overthinking things that I say just to save face. Now I'm half awake just to get baked, and there's still ways to escape all the heartache.
Very cool. That's done with Vocal Synth 2. On my guitar bus, I have Soothe 2. I don't know. It's just like a magic plugin. Instead of like doing like taking out EQ, it's more of like a selective band thing, so you're not like killing your guitar tone. Dynamic EQ, thank you, Pro Q3. Little bus emulation. Again, like adding a little more low end and presence to Jason's voice. And then this, like we're slamming tape. And then this plugin's sick. Fuck you. Just like you say, it gets it where it needs to be. Like this wall compressor's sick. This like high end bite is sick. And like I'm barely touching like the reverbs and delays on this. This is mostly touching my like background vocals. But it gives everything like a little special sauce, and you know, whatever plugin gets it there, gets it there. Oh, and I have a little bit of 3A on the guitar. It's probably just like 1 dB of compression. Yeah, just like tickling the meter. So here's some synthy stuff. Let's start with this verse. This is where like the bulk of it's happening. Have this like pumping synth going on that's like getting a side chain from the kick. Nord piano. I know we used the mini log a lot from Korg. And then just some like reinforcement, like 808 kicky stuff. It's constant emulation it's on all my buses. And then some limiting exciter stuff going on it. Synth, same thing. Some EQ going on just to like make things pop a little bit, mostly dynamic. So like when the lows aren't crazy. A little roll off, and then slapping it with some tape just to bring out that low hoof. All right, let's go to the bridge because that's where some crazy shit's happening. It's definitely ear candy stuff. Yeah, we went pretty industrial with it. Like, again, we wanted to try to do something a little more heavy. I should make a playlist called, like, 2021 bands who want to sound like the new Bring Me the Horizon, but, like, the Bring Me the Horizon record, like, that EP they put out is so good. So, yeah, there's, like, a lot of, like, grungy, like, new metal-y things going on, especially in the synths. All right, let's dive into the main man's vocals himself, Brendan. This was like probably like the last thing we added to the song. Let's listen to the craziness going on before the breakdown.
Our ties on the brink, held by a single string. You were fine, but I wasn't. My eyes, you cut it.
First, I have like this other vocal synth plugin going on, making him sound like a chipmunk.
Our ties on the brink, held by a single string.
Brendan being 2 feet tall, very cute. And this is Brendan being 100 feet tall. Talk track going on.
Our ties on the brink, held by a single string.
A couple whispers going on because we're in Limp Bizkit.
Our ties on the brink, held by a single string. You.
And then that's the main vocal. And then the whole thing's tied together with this like crazy reverse reverb that's going on the whole time.
Single string, you were fine, but I wasn't. My eyes, you cut
Like this ghost scream going into. Sounds like a ghost flying by in a car on the highway. And then I also have this big like fuck you snare that's happening. Bridge vocals.
Don't know what you've been doing now, but I want nothing of it. Fall asleep with what I should. Scared of something.
Again, lots of saturation going on. I'm cueing, a little shimmer, make his voice a little brighter to poke through.
Fall asleep.
Yeah, slapping it, adding a lot of gain. I like it. And then I had Decapitator just coming on, mostly for like the talky part.
When I walked away, yeah, you stayed the same. Look at yourself when you play blame.
Slappy delay going on the whole time. And then he just has his doubles throughout too.
Nothing of it. Fall asleep with what I should. Scared of something.
And then on these like shouty parts, I just have like a reverb kicking in just to make them sound like we're chanting, bro. Cool, let's look at his bus. So a little bit of soothe, a dynamic EQ that's pretty selective. My boy right here, sick. And then again, lots of tape saturation going on. I think Kramer Tape is like one of my favorite plugins. You can get so crazy with it, like without destroying your vocal or your mix, or I use it on drums a bunch too. Okay, so I guess we'll get into the last thing, which is my mix bus. All right, soothe on the mix bus. I don't always do this. I feel like it's barely doing anything. Yeah, like that band's not even engaged with this band. Again, more of this. I have like a little bit of gain staging going on because I was like, this mix is super hot. Little bit of air, a little bit of oomph. This plugin is pretty meaty sounding. It's really cool. I probably got like 4 dB tops like getting crushed here. A little high pass, low pass. A little bit of tape going on. This limiter from Slate isn't actually doing any limiting, although like my mix is already peaking at like 0.8, which is like bananas. Just doing some like transient, like getting a little more oomph from the kick and more a little snap from the snare. And this limiter is slamming this mix like way too much, but I wanted it really loud as a reference. I let Connor fix it when he mastered it. Yeah, so that is... Oh, that was Hate Me by Nightwell on 92.4. So that's the song. That's the production that went into it. That's a little bit of the backstory. Go check it out. I'm also wearing Nightwell merch. Go get the merch. Go check out the merch. Go look at that merch. Thank you for anyone who joined me today. I appreciate you hanging out while I talked nonsense. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just don't want a day job. Please hire me for your next record. You can check us out at Nightwell CA, at all our socials, nightwell.ca for our website with all, stuff on it. It's all in the links below. My name is Kyle Marchant. My website is www.kylemarchant.com. Some more stuff, some more different stuff than what we've typically done in the past coming out. That will be out sooner than you know. So please keep streaming Hate Me. Love you very much. This was super fun. Bye.